Oh, there you are, YouTube. Dooloo, 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 do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. But if you did, I'd really appreciate it. Hey, let's do a random ranking today. Let's go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random and then rank those movies based on whatever criteria we come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, but if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so. And use whatever criteria you want to use. I mean, it's really bubbles up from the movies themselves. Sometimes you have 3 different sets of criteria, one for each movie, and then you end up ranking the criteria in a way. Like, is nostalgia more important to me, or is my favorite actor, or is my favorite genre? You know, you're like, what am I supposed to do here? I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Okay. I'm cracking myself up over here. Okay, let's get to picking those movies. That's where I'm going with this. Okay, something maybe over here. These movies are packed in tight. I need to change that because I'm having a tough time grabbing them. All right, there's one, and then picking one from down below. Oh, this feels... Oh, okay. I was accidentally grabbing 2. I thought I had like a super thick movie or something. Usually when it is a super thick movie, it's, I feel like it's, ooh, this one has a little, okay. I feel like it's usually, what am I trying to say? Clerks, because I have like a special edition of Clerks. So sometimes I think I'm picking that out. All right, let's make sure I've seen them all. Ooh, I have not seen this one. Okay, so the movie Mayhem, I haven't seen yet. Picked this up, let's see, it says $2.88 at Big Lots, but I didn't get it at Big Lots. I got it at, I think, a library sale or something like that. Can't remember. Haven't watched it yet. Samara Weaving, though, and Steven Yeun. So, you know, really excited to watch that one. Maybe I'll try and do that over October. Let's pick something else from right here. This feels like a snapper. I think I've seen almost all my snappers. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. So, one of these I feel like I ranked recently, but we're just gonna, I don't know, let me get rid of it. I'll show you which one. Cedar Rapids. I feel like I pulled this one recently, and if I haven't, I pull it a lot. So, just know I highly recommend this movie, but I don't think we're gonna use it. Just because it really does feel really fresh. So we're gonna go back up here, and we're gonna pull this one right here. Ugh. Oh, okay, this is good. This is kind of funny though. Let me show you the one. So the one we just got rid of had Andy Bernard. And what did Andy Bernard do in The Office? He took over for Steve Carell. I mean, eventually, down the road, right? He became the manager. But look who's taking over. Steve Carell is taking over this time. This is what I just pulled. It's Dan in real life. This is a... You know, this movie, it never explicitly says it's Thanksgiving, but it feels like it's a Thanksgiving movie. It's definitely one to watch in the fall anyway. It's a wonderful November film. He's great in it, and that comedian, you know, with the... I can't do it. Yeah, that super middle finger. What's his name? Dane Cook, he's in it. This is kind of like when he was really popular. I think he was kind of really popular when I was in undergraduate school. So somewhere between 02 and 06 or something. I remember he was kind of a big deal. But yeah, I think this is a movie. Like it says, it's blissfully funny and touching. I get that. I understand that. The pancakes, though, I don't think there are any... I don't think he's putting his face in any pancakes, so this advertising here really doesn't fit at all. I mean, you can see the sadness in his face, and he is sad in it. But this is, you know, like, maybe like one of those, it's almost like those hipster movies that were coming out around this time. You know, like your Little Miss Sunshine types, which he's also in. But like more for like grown-ups or something, because it feels more... Now, it doesn't even feel like a hipster movie. I don't know. Maybe I was about to say it does, but I don't think it really does. It's just like one of those nice movies that they don't make anymore. If they do make them, they feel like they are made for streaming, and the quality's not there. They don't have a cinematic quality, which this one has. But yeah, really like this movie. Next, excuse me, we have Perks of Being a Wallflower. I think I only saw this the one time. I don't think I've watched this copy yet. Maybe I have watched the copy, but I did see this movie in the theater. And, you know, I remember liking it. I think, though, doesn't Emma Watson, Hermione, doesn't her accent slip in and out a little bit? Isn't it not quite American all the way through? I can't remember. I think I remember Ezra Miller was good in it. This kid right here, man, looking at him here, he looks so young. He looks like a little child, like he's going to be starring in, like he looks like the same age as the little kid in like Liar Liar or something like that. He looks like he's, you know, Max Keeble and he's about to have like some big move or something, right? He looks like a little child. But yeah, I think I liked this movie. And I feel like it was like impactful or something, but I also felt like I was just like growing out of this type of movie at the same time. Like I was just in that shift to, I don't know if I care about this type of story anymore, in the sense like the age-wise. Like I was like aging out of this type of stuff. These people just seem so much younger to me. But that's weird to say also, but maybe it's because it's not a classic. When I think of other like high school movies like from the 80s and 90s, I'll still watch those and not even care, right? But it was like the ones that were coming out when I wasn't really identifying with that age group anymore, is when I was just kind of like, you know. I think there are exceptions though, like Easy A. Did that come out after this? I like that one a lot. Edge of 17 is good. You know, this one's probably really good, but I just need to rewatch it because I remember liking it at the time. I'm just trying to figure out why I haven't gone back to it. Anyway, next. So, this one's kind of giving something away that a future movie room update video I was going to talk about, but we've included my wife's collection into my collection. So my wife's movies are down here as well. And here's one of them, The Secret Garden. And I grew up watching this as well. Spoles. Spoles. Whenever somebody says A Secret Garden, I say Spoles. You know, I'm afraid we're going to breathe in those spores, right? So we got to shut the windows. We got to shut the blinds. We got to make sure we're in a windowless room just like this one so that the spoles don't affect us. But you know, I liked this movie as a kid, but I also found it a little creepy. It was a little creepy. This was maybe like on the cusp when they made children's movies that were still, that weren't dumbed down, right? Are they still making movies like this? The only thing I can think of is, I think it was called When a Monster Calls or something like that. Like that movie felt like this type of movie. That movie's really good. It's a children's movie, but it is like a children's movie from the 80s or early 90s, where they expected the kids to be much more sophisticated than the films made for kids today. So, yeah, I don't know. I found this. I just thought this was a little bit scary or something. What other movie do you associate though with The Secret Garden? Because for me, it's like a little princess. Secret Garden and the Little Princess. Maybe even like the Black Stallion? Was the Black Stallion or Black Beauty? I can't remember. I get those two movies mixed up. Rigoletto. How do you say that? Rigoletto? Like that movie, you know, sort of makes me think of this too. Yeah. Anyway, this was like a big watch for me and my sister back in the day. And then when I married my wife, found out, or when we started dating, I can't remember when I figured it out, probably when we started dating, that she liked this too. And I was like, hey, I know this movie. Spoles. That's probably what I said. I probably was looking at her movie collection when we were dating, and I probably pointed to this copy here, The Secret Garden, and I probably said, Spoles. And then she's like, huh? I was like, spores, you know, the Secret Garden? Anyway, beautiful gardens. Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to do here? See, here's the thing. Like earlier I talked about maybe nostalgia overpowering a better movie or something like that. So, because I really like Dan in real life, but I have so many great memories of being a kid watching this film that had an uneasiness to it. There's an uneasiness to it. The house. The house is like a character, right? You've heard that before with certain movies, like Rebecca or Psycho, Hitchcock movies, or Crimson Peak, right? And I feel like this movie's kind of that way too. But also the garden itself as a character, and we watch it just shift, you know, and really turn into something lush and everything. But I don't know, there's just an uneasiness about this movie to me. I think because they're not dumbing things down, right? Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe, like, if I watch this today, maybe you're like, oh gosh, this is for children. I know it's for children, but you know, it felt like a sophisticated kids movie, right? And I feel like we don't get too many of those anymore, except for When a Monster Calls. Is that what it's called? When a Monster Calls? I think it is. But yeah, I might go Secret Garden on this, and then I'm gonna go with Dan in Real Life, and then, you know what, I need to watch Perks of Being a Wallflower again, because I remember really liking it, but I don't think I saw it. I don't think I've seen it a second time. If I did, it was right when I bought the Blu-ray. But otherwise, yeah, so maybe that one's at the end, just because I mean, even though I liked it, it hasn't drawn me back in to rewatch it. Where Dan in Real Life I watch every year, but this one I haven't watched in many years, but it has a lot of nostalgia tied to it from my childhood, which I miss. I had a great childhood. I loved it so much. So let's go The Secret Garden, then let's go Dan in Real Life, and then The Perks of Being a Wallflower. So my question to you is, have you seen these movies right here? These three? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.